Alright, alright, alright. It's G's to the boss, aka that manager, aka slap a worker be like whatever. Koofy or not, you know. If it's Koofy related, it's better. But if it's not Koofy related, it's still tight. I am joined by Howler, aka Sweetness, aka that man who's with the man. That's me being the main man, and he's the man with the man because that's my boo thing. And we've got Hatred, aka Hat Red, but it's not a problem because his is the only hat that I will not smack. Probably the three best people that have ever casted a game ever, but definitely the three best people that ever casted this game. Alright, Nephilim versus We Nuke and Run. This is game 3, and this is We Nuke and Run trying to say, you know what? You're not going to do this BS and beat us all 3 times. So they come out with Nut Butter and the Destro. Double Guardian, double Carrier, Leviathan. Nut Butter's doing the flanking move. It's the We Nuke and move and kill you. Double Destro for Nephilim, though. Got the Guardian, Arbiter, and 2 levies out here. So they're coming out here prepared to fight a tough muscle-focused battle right now. Yes, this is week 2 of the TSL. It's game 3. These aren't best of 3s. These are 3 games, and the standings are cumulative. But yeah, as you see right here, that flanking maneuver's got Nephilim coming back and balling up a little bit. Now they're gonna push back. You were saying Hatred.
I was just gonna say, how do you feel about the 0 energy deny on Team Nephilim side?
You know, if it's me, and I'm not an analyzer guy, but if it's me and I'm on Nephilim's side, I feel pretty confident going that because I'm thinking that.
Sorry to cut you off. This arb's gonna be focus fired down by the Destro. Guardian's gonna have a launch by double carriers.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna be okay. It was a bad stop though. Nut Butter absorbs a lot of gats in that, so now he's gonna have to give up a push, and they will lose the middle just a tad bit though. And it looks like
I don't know, dude.
He
He has level 6 interceptors. He stormed himself. He might have to go back. He is at 2,400 health right now.
Yeah, Calypso has been taken out of the skirmish. Very exciting beginning of this match right now. If you're We Nuke and Run, I'm not gonna say you're like a wounded animal in a corner or whatever that cliche people use in movies all the time, but they have definitely gone to what they do well, and you should see some good play out of them. But to answer your question, Hatred, well, I'll answer your question by saying I forgot what your question is.
Well, lack of energy denial on Nephilim's side. Because you've got the double carriers on We Nuke and Run side, which will be very effective in negating the Arbiter if they decide to have one of them go feedback. And the Arbiter is pretty much the only energy-heavy ship unless the Guardians decide to end up going through Lords of Scourge, which will probably be the case for at least one of them. But still, you have a lot of energy deny that, you know, on We Nuke and Run side. And it seems like Nephilim just continues to do this double carrier comp that they've been rolling with, and they change up the other ships a little bit, but they're getting a lot of tankage and beefiness in the middle, but they're not going to be able to sustain it if the Arbiter's got no energy the whole time.
So what do you think about that? And you know what I just noticed?
Double levies?
No, I just noticed that my damn oh no, never mind, we're okay.
I just want to point out the right-hand side levy battle. Bite Light is winning the Kite War, meaning he has 10 range, the opposing levy has 9 range. It's been a very common theme going out throughout the games that I've noticed. A lot of times Bite Light will upgrade 2 range at a time, and the opposing levy only upgrades 1, not expecting it, which is a little disappointing considering Silver has played levy in at least 2 games directly against Bite Light. It does seem like, you know, it's something that I'm sorry, I'm seeing class we can remake after this kill. This is actually allowed in the TSL rules. Nutbutter did not make me a referee this game. Had he, I would officiate a ruling on this. But as I can't actually type it out to people, I can't make a ruling. Since Nutbutter is a commissioner, but he is playing this current game, he is not allowed to make a ruling, which is one of the reasons why I'm present. So interesting thing. We'll see if they actually want to let the remake happen. If they do let the remake happen, there's several ways this can play out. They can either start at 6v6 again, or if they get the kill, they can start at 6v5. I'm not actually appreciating the comments in all chat, considering that one of the rules states you're supposed to keep the all chat to a minimum unless you're a captain or a co-captain. And now it's turning into some
we're definitely seeing some bad manners in here, some BM if you will, some BS if you will, but you know, some guys BM and BS a lot. All right, we about to getting after it. Doesn't look like we're gonna do a remake. We're gonna keep battling it out. As Hatred was saying.
One thing I was curious about how beforehand is you were mentioning how there's the Bite Light and Silver battle on the right side. Since Bite Light is clearly winning the war in terms of the kite war on the right side, would you have one of the carriers sort of move over a little bit? Because you got the double carrier on the left side against Cage, and they're not really containing his farm as much as they could be. So would you have one carrier move over and launch and help out on the right side?
Actually, I'd have both carriers rotate over, because you have Bite Light going kite and not tentacles, and you have, Cage going tentacles to counter this. So if you switch over, it's going to force Bite Light to attack into tentacles, and therefore reduce what he's doing with his range. Looks like Cage is being pushed back effectively. I'd actually shift the launch over to Wildfire, since you're doing a full push on him. Team's balling up. They are taking excessive damage. Caboose is going to stop kiting. He's going to keep going. Calypso, second stop we've seen with the Arbiter that could have been potentially dangerous.
Just want to point out, Bite Light's taken a wide berth. He's looking to be a war point, and we will see if We Nuke and Run is able to figure that out soon. Yeah, they are. Does look like they are in a retreat of sorts, but Silver is not. So he definitely is going to be in trouble.
I really wish I could be listening to the team chat, because I don't know if Silver actually called out that the levy on his side was missing until he showed up on the radar, which could be devastating, especially since Caboose could be warp point for Dusk and Wildfire, which are the Destros.
Fortunately for them, though, only a couple of ships could actually make the warp, so it's not going to be as if there's a whole team of 4 or 5 rolling in on him, so he will get it okay. But one thing I wanted to point out that happened in the last game was Nephilim did a warp trick like that, and it wasn't a fail because they didn't get a kill. What they used it for was to establish immediate map control. You had We Nuke and Run at their base, trying to farm up to get back to an even score, but because of the warp trick, they had to back off immediately. And once again, just with that warp, Nephilim has gone right back to the base, basically, of We Nuke and Run.
They do have a farm lead by a slight margin of roughly 100. Cage is at 10 tentacles already. This is where you'd see the carrier switching sides being very effective. Nutbutter is going a wide turnout on the left. He is a Destro with 1.5 speed trying to set up a warp point with bombardment. I don't think he's actually fast enough to be the warp point. Perhaps if they would have done a speed Destro build, it would have been more effective, but I understand he's not getting a lot of farm comparatively.
Alright, so there's the warp in. Bingo, 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 bingo. And looks like it's just going to be more of a gain of map control right here. As you see the Nephilim guys go ahead and run in. Let's talk about what people have as far as ups right now. I'm looking at a Lago, and he's got his corrosive out, as you can witness right there. Double corrosive, because Laptop Panda also has it. Silver out here went up to 6 on his bow right now, still 4 on his tentacles, but 5 on the armor. Hasn't gotten HP, but has gotten the armor. Nutbutter's still 5 at the armor, but he's grabbed bombardment, and actually has not grabbed his improved hull. So went straight for bombardment. maybe trying to be offensive. And then there you go, double carriers. One of them's at 13 ints, the other one is at 10 ints. Other than that, nothing else. So that's what you got for We Nuke and Run.
It does look like they're doing the switch with the carriers on the other side and Silver rotating over. One of the things I was very disappointed in seeing as a Levy player myself is Silver actually teched into 5 armor and health instead of being 10 range to counter. Like, I mean, sure. Oh, he does a derp stop and dash full turn.
And okay, we're gonna see a pause, and he's gonna say he's lagging, and now we're gonna see how they deal with the situation. But yeah, this gives us a good time for Howler to finish the explanation on that.
What I was saying is, it doesn't matter how much health and how much armor you have. If the other Levy is just gonna kite you, you're not gonna be able to put any DPS on you. And he's invested into 6 bile, but he can't put any DPS on him. All he can do is tank slight amounts of damages, because all Bite Light has to do is throw some into Bile and deny him the ability to upgrade, and he'll be locked down and shut down. I think my mini prediction of the carriers coming over is something that they did, and that's the only reason why he teched to health and armor, is because he knew he was going to switch over. Other than that, I really understand his tech choice, since they do have a tank, aka the Destro in the center. He didn't have to become a tank.
Okay, so looks like they're going to agree to back off. In order to
They've
allow
had lag problems for the last 2 games, and it's kind of ruined the games in a couple of ways. I mean, it hasn't ruined them, but it's definitely been a factor in each game. Like, a ship has been lost due to lag the previous game, and it looks like this game there's going to be a ship lost unless Nephilim's feeling really generous.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of lag action happening. Had really no issues with the players themselves last week having lag, but this time they are, which is unfortunate, and you can see that affecting everything.
Now, I don't know if y'all know who they're talking about when they're talking about Alpha Male, Bella and Chan. But this is a slightly humorous comment they're making. I mean, Fairtier D side was a team committed to trying to get Alpha Male back to the point where they had their own TS server and password. But switching back over to Silver, he will be being chased down.
They decided to back off.
And they did not. So they did not do the roll. They're just going to stop at mid. You see some corrosives coming out.
I actually don't think they had the power to do the roll at that point, because both Guardians came in with corrosive acid, and that butter was there with bombardment.
I like the corrosive acid as a counter to the armor Destros, because it's definitely going to help them with that.
Why not go acid spore instead, or acid spore and corrosive acid?
Well, they're doing a good job of letting it on both Destros. Like, you see, both Destros are already like half dead.
Yeah, you can see it is having its effect. That's one thing that corrosive acid does. Over here on the Nephilim side, just to talk what ups they went with, bots on both of the Destros, and then one of them, Dusk, was actually able to grab his bombardment. Bite Light sitting at 8 for the Bioswarm, out to 10 range right now. Not a surprise. 11 needles on Caboose. And that is it. As he eats some corrosive, and they're gonna try to run him in.
Yeah, but the counter turn's gonna come right now, and with this eventual storm coming up, Panda could be in a little bit of trouble. One of the Guardians could go down here.
Oh, both Guardians very weak, sticking it out for some reason.
Lombard.
Is it gonna be a trade on
the question is it a trade for Dusk?
Can we see a launch by the carriers? They do have 3 and 3 ends respectively.
They can
down, and he does go down.
But it might be possible another trade because the carrier sub-gods cannot tank.
Oh no, that hurts.
Silver going down.
They lose nut butter.
Silver lives. This could be a full team right now.
And yeah,
they are just turning in for a good game.
There's GG's, you know. So, as we see Nephilim take all 3 games against We Nuke and Run, today. You guys have watched all 3 contests. Um, Obviously disappointing for We Nuke and Run, but from your standpoints as Star Battle analysts, what really happened between the 2 teams today?
I mean, to be honest, I really think the first game could have been a completely different turnaround. I really feel like, it could have easily gone the other way multiple times, and it just didn't. And that's the way it goes in Star Battle sometimes. It doesn't matter how well you're doing in the game. A little derp here, a little derp there, and the whole game switches.
And Hatred?
Well, they were good games. I only caught the last 10 minutes of the first game, and at that point it looked like We Nuke and Run was already pretty much back down to 2 ships. But the final 2 games, I think a lag and frustration kind of settled in there a little bit, as you could see from the all chat.
Okay, so
It leads to bad decisions.
okay, so there you go. We have just brought you We Nuke and Run versus Nephilim, Week 2 of the Terran Star Battle League, and 3 wins for Nephilim. Nephilim will be moving up to a record of 4-2 on the season so far. We Nuke and Run will drop to 3-3. So still plenty of season left, and I'm glad that we could bring this to you. This is G the Boss, boss of bosses. I'm here. Much appreciation to Howler and Hatred, as well as my earlier co-caster Artemis. Hope that you all enjoyed the streams. We'll be back here next week doing the same thing, bringing you more Terran Star Battle League. And have a good night, folks.